Hi everyone, how are you? We made it to Saturday. It's March 21st. You may notice,
it is still March, yes.
Thank you. This has been, how about you at home? Has this not been the longest week? I feel like it's been a month.
This is I feel like it's almost 2021.
I'm almost 50. And Mr. Zigray's 50 and I still got a little ways to go. Okay.
You're 29.
Yeah. But anyway, you may notice we're in a different spot. This is Jackson's area. So he is at Heinen's. So if any of your parents or grandparents shop at the Avon Heinen's, have them look for Jackson in produce. He'll have a black hat on to cover that fabulous hair.
He's our perfect produce profiler.
That's right. Maybe ask him for an autograph. And then he could bring it home for you guys. So anyway, so we're down here while he's at Heinen's. So I have somebody less to heckle me. Just Dylan for right now. So Mr. Zigray's upstairs. The kitchen is a hot mess. Dylan and I are working on something for tomorrow. Now, we don't rehearse this amazingness. You know, tickets are free. But the theme for tomorrow, we are trying to figure that out. And holy cow, it's a mess.
That's why we're down here in the clean space.
That's why we're down here. Okay, so yesterday I asked you all to please email me what makes you happy. If you haven't had time yet, it's totally fine. Please still send it and I'll read it tomorrow or Monday or whatever day you get it to me. I feel better today. Yesterday was a tough day. A lot of tears. Thank you for so many emails from parents and the kiddos and staff members at St. Jude. It's been a tough week for everybody, so it was really nice. So I'm going to try to make it through what makes everybody happy without crying, but we'll see.
Oh my God, you're already getting choked up.
I just have a little, I was cutting onions right before this. All right.
We'll pop some jokes in between just to keep it lightheaded.
Thanks, Dylan. All right, so Gwen was the first one to get back to me. She said everything makes her happy. She can't just think about one. She said her birthday makes her happy because it's fun. Watermelon makes her happy. Riding her bike. All right, Evan, our friend in Columbus, Minecraft and animal stories make him happy. Good choices. All right, this is from Reese. There's two on here because Reese wrote me one and then her mom wrote me one. So from Reese. Hi, Mrs. Zigray. Your video made my mom cry. What makes me happy are my friends, my mom's hugs and kisses, my dad playing with me, and the videos you send me in my school. I love that you were wearing your Be Kind shirt. Love, Reese.
You didn't wear it today.
I can't wear it every day. And then this is from her mom, Mrs. Caldwell. Mrs. Zigray, your video was very touching. What makes me happy is that Reese snuggles up on my lap and cuddles when we watch your videos. Also, what makes me happy is knowing that each and every time she is dropped off at school, that I know we are leaving her with loving and caring staff members. Thank you for all you do. All right, Gracie Bevere. She said her two grandmas make her happy. I miss Gracie. I miss everybody. Zach.
Do you need to take a break?
No, I'm fine. Okay. We're going to power through. One cut, remember? This video is going to be a half an hour. I hope you ate lunch first. All right. Zach. Things that make me happy. Playing at home, my mommy, Legos, my dogs, and waffles.
Roxy's actually right down here next to us.
Oh, our dog is here. I think, will make an appearance next week, but you can give her a sneak peek.
There we go.
Speaking of lunch, she's probably waiting for lunch.
Yeah, this is what she does most days. She just lays next to us. She's not as underfoot today as she has been, so.
Yeah, food makes her happy.
Food does make her happy.
All right, Lila Drum. Playing outside in the summer makes her happy. All right, so this one is from Mrs. Rowe. So I have a quick little story. A couple years ago, Jackson was 15 and a half and was taking driver's ed in Avon Lake over the railroad tracks on 83. So he and I had stopped at Culver's for lunch after because the driver's ed is torture. Every parent that has had to go through it is torture.
It's the worst.
It's the worst. So I'm there with Jackson and Culver's, and we've seated and Mr. Zigray might have been there too now that I think of it. I don't know where Dylan was, saving the world somewhere probably. Okay, so we're sitting there and Mrs. Rowe comes in with her 3 kids. And so we chit chat And she has known us for a while. She was Jackson's math teacher when he was at St. Jude. So she says to me, are you going to help with the book fair this year? Because for years, that's what I did for St. Jude. I was the room parents, I did the book fair, various other things. And at that time, I was ready for a little bit more. And I said, well, what else do you have? And I was laughing, and she says, well, we need a kindergarten aide. And I said, wow. And I had to think about it, because all along I've been doing this. It's just
on a volunteer basis.
It's always just been a volunteer basis. But I have volunteered in every grade from preschool to 8th grade. For some reason, my kids didn't want me to follow them around when they were in high school. So I called her back and said, yes, please. I would love to be the kindergarten aide, because truth be told, they are my favorite. They are so amazing. I love to be with them all day. And it's not just because the math gets too hard in 1st grade. So
you
Mrs.
stopped helping me with math.
Oh,
in
early
first
on.
grade, yeah.
So Mrs. Rose sent me an email. Mrs. Zigray, your videos make me happy, as does the fact that our meeting at Culver's resulted in you again becoming an amazing part of our St. Jude family. So thank you. Okay, here's another story. Mrs. Cerny texted me and said that I make her happy. Mrs. Cerny, there are not many people that I could be in a classroom 5 days a week with, surrounded by 24, 5, and 6-year-olds. But you were at the top of the list. I am so glad that we are together, and I miss you so. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I'm doing awesome.
Keep pushing through.
There's 45 more. All right.
We're already up to 45 minutes.
Natalie. Natalie says what makes her happy is her dog, Maggie. All right, here's Natalie.
Zoom in on the.
And Maggie.
I gotta stop shaking the camera so much. Oh, that's cute.
Yes.
Aww.
All right. Piper. I have a lot of what makes me happy. What makes me happy? Swimming in the waves at the ocean, homeschool and regular school, palm trees, Mimi and Pawpaw, my grandma and grandpa, my mommy and daddy, and my sister when we don't fight, drawing and coloring. She has a picture of Bosco, her dog, and Molly, her bird. Look how the bird is like looking at the camera. That made me laugh.
That's like a perfect pose right
Yeah,
there.
that made me
wow.
All right. Liam. Liam wanted to send his happiness list. Playing with friends, especially Keegan, his dog Hank, mommy, daddy, grandma, and papa, his school, and Mrs. Robertson. All right, 2 more. Morgan. My dog makes me happy. School and my family also make me happy. I love you, Mrs. Zigray.
Aww.
Carly, my last one. She got hers in this morning, so right up to the last minute we were able to get these in. But keep sending them because these are great. Who makes her happy? Mrs. Zigray, Reese, Jesse, and of course, Mommy. So,
Those are very sweet.
thank you. So nice job. Like I said, keep emailing me. You can send me what makes you happy if you haven't gotten it to me yet. If you want to ask me questions, I can answer questions on the air. If you have some goofy thing you want to know.
Anything you ever wanted to know about Mrs. Zigray
Exactly.
that you've been holding to yourself this whole time, send as many as you want.
Yeah, maybe my natural hair color, because we're going to see that come out soon. Well, I wonder what color it is. Okay, all right, stay tuned for the next chapter. All right, welcome back. Chapter 4, Roxy, what makes her happy is lunchtime, which comes soon. So she may be wandering underneath this. I'm going to try to go above her.
She loves story time.
She does. Reading with Roxy. All right. So you'll remember at the end of chapter 3, Annie was crawling down the rope ladder to say hi to the pteranodon. And Jack was way up in the treehouse and he did not support it. Chapter 4, Henry. Jack gasped as Annie held out her hand. Oh, brother. She was always trying to make friends with animals. But this was going too far. Don't get too close to him, Annie, Jack shouted. But Annie touched the pteranodon's crest. She stroked his neck. She was talking to him. What in the world was she saying? Jack took a deep breath. Okay, he would go down too. It would be good to examine the creature, take notes like a scientist. Jack started down the rope ladder. When he got to the ground, Jack was only a few feet away from the creature. The creature stared at Jack. His eyes were bright and alert. He's soft, Jack, said Annie. He feels like Henry. Jack snorted. He's no dog, Annie. Feel him, Jack, said Annie. Jack didn't move. Don't think, Jack, just do it. Jack stepped forward. He put out his arm very cautiously. He brushed his hand down the creature's neck. Interesting. A thin layer of fuzz covered the pteranodon's skin. Soft, huh, said Annie. Jack reached into his backpack and pulled out a pencil and a notebook. He wrote, "Fuzzy skin." What are you doing? Asked Annie. Taking notes, said Jack. We're probably the first people in the whole world to ever see a real live pteranodon. Jack looked at the pteranodon again. The creature had a bony crest on top of his head. The crest was longer than Jack's arm. I wonder how smart he is, Jack said. Very smart, said Annie. Don't count on it, said Jack. His brain's probably no bigger than a bean. No, he's very smart. I can feel it, said Annie. I'm going to call him Henry. Jack wrote in his notebook, small brain? All right, here's the picture.
Wow, that's a big dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's cool how they did like handwriting in the book. I've never noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Little things.
Mm-hmm. Jack looked at the creature again. Maybe he's a mutant, he said. The creature tilted his head. Annie laughed. He's no mutant, Jack. Well, what's he doing here then? Where is this place, said Jack. Annie leaned close to the pteranodon. Do you know where we are, Henry? She asked softly. The creature fixed his eyes on Annie. His long jaws were opening and closing like a giant pair of scissors. Are you trying to talk to me, Henry? Asked Annie. Forget it, Annie. Jack wrote in his notebook, mouth like scissors? Did we come to a long time ago, Henry? Asked Annie. Is this a place from long ago? Suddenly she gasped, Jack! He looked up. Annie was pointing toward the hill. On top stood a huge dinosaur. And that is the end of chapter 4. All right, friends. Have a wonderful Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow.